public comment? No public comment, I'd ask for
Well,
the,
I'm on the list somewhere. Is
Yeah,
that
you're-
part of it?
Here, sir.
you're down the list,
I appreciate it.
okay? I'd ask for the approval of the agenda.
I move we approve the agenda as presented.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded for the approval of the agenda as written. All those in favor? Motion carried. Do we have any unfinished business we need to discuss?
Don't think so. I think everything's in the report.
Okay. No unfinished business. I'd move into the new business section of the meeting with regular meeting minutes from September 25th, 2023.
Make a motion to approve the regular meeting minutes for September 25th, 2023.
I'll second that.
Motion been made and seconded for the approval of the regular meeting minutes from September 25th, 2023. All those in favor? Motion carried. Police report, September 2023.
Make a motion to approve the police report, September 2023.
I'd second that.
Motion been made and seconded for the approval of the police report from September 2023. All those in favor? Motion carried. Municipal court report, September 2023.
Make a motion to approve the municipal court report for September 2023.
Second that.
Motion been made and seconded for the approval of the municipal court report from September 2023. All those in favor? Motion carried. Paid bills, September 2023.
I move we accept the paid bill report, September 2023.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded for the approval of the paid bills, September 2023. All those in favor? Motion carried. Financial report, September 2023.
Make a motion we approve the financial report, September 2023.
So that new seat, that CD 17 has been renewed for that.
I'd second that.
Motion been made and seconded for the approval of the financial report from September 2023. All those in favor? Motion carried. Quarterly reports, YMCA.
I apologize, I do not have finances tonight. Our HR person has had knee replacement surgery, and she is still out, so hopefully next week I will get those and bring those in. We just started our new budget year in September. Football is over on Saturday. We are still doing flag, soccer, cheerleading, and getting ready to start basketball. We sent out flyers today, so we'll start those next month. There's some concern with sixth graders playing up in middle school to kind of what we thought our numbers would be, but they've held steady. I mean, we still had enough teams to field everything, so that was really good. As I'm sure rumor has spread, we do have some property that we are looking to purchase to hopefully put the Y on. We have met with the architect in Springfield. We went last week, Sarah Honeycutt and Chris and myself. That is moving forward. We've had the land surveyed. The geoengineers are on hold. I mean, whenever they come, they come. But we are moving forward with getting a rendering going. The piece of land that we are going to acquire has 22 acres on it. So there are some hopes to do some fields. The school has kind of been in contact with us, and everything's a pipe dream at this point, but we're dreaming. But they would like to maybe put a track in over there since we don't have a track. So there's just a lot of talk of doing some partnerships and some good things with where we're looking to build. So that's kind of where we're at with that. And kudos to Clayton. He has been down at the ball field working, and I know the pool got painted and things look good there. So hopefully in the next month or so, I'm going to go to the pool and do some cleanup and kind of do some walkthroughs. But he and I have sat down and talked about some things that need to be done before we take over. But otherwise, it seems to be going well.
Okay. Any questions for? Thank you.
Thank you.
Cabool History Society,
They sent in their written report.
any questions on the report from the History Society? Then we'll move to the Chamber of Commerce,
And they sent in theirs.
and we have a report in front of you.
Usually have somebody here.
Motion to accept the report.
Anybody got any questions on that? Then we'd move on to the Cabool Senior Center.
Didn't get anything from them, and I called them, told them the date of the meeting, so.
You didn't get anything? Okay. Stars Foundation,
Yeah, it's in the packet.
anybody got any questions on that one? No questions, we'll move into the Cabool Development Foundation portion of it.
Okay, we actually met yesterday. A lot of good discussion. We talked a little bit about some different things going on, the buildings that's going on, things like that. We're supposed to meet again. When did we set our date?
What was it?
I can't remember when we set the date for it. November 13th.
13th, right?
We'll meet again. Haven't done a whole lot. Ron's been busy. He's been talking with some different folks on some different buildings and prospects on some different things, but kind of the normal stuff we've been working on.
Colleen Eastep, Christmas on Main.
I think most of you know who I am. I will tell you up front, I'm here to beg for money. So, but if you don't know what Christmas on Main is about, I'll give you a little background on that. It's just a group of citizens that decided they'd like to work together and try to put together a festival for Cabool. So it seems that every other town around here has one, except for us, although they did do the barbecue, and that was a big success, I think. And I think it's a nice forerunner to what we're getting ready or trying to do as well. We plan to have lots of vendors. I was at the meeting yesterday, gave them a report, and even since then, I've had about 4 or 5 more that have called and wanted to join us. So right now, we are working towards 40 vendors. We still are about 45 days out. And we also have food trucks coming. I have met with almost every business on Main Street, I think with the exception of 3 of them, to inform them what we're about and ask them to please light their buildings up, their windows, and if they don't want to do that, we are in a position where we will help them do that. Our biggest need is indoor space at this point in time. We are hoping to get the Stars building. They do not have a board meeting until next week, and Rebecca will take it to their board to see if we can possibly use that for some of our vendors. We wanted to do this like a European Christmas market and have most of our booths outside, but there are vendors who absolutely will not do it if they have to be outside. So we do have 1 tent rented. It's a smaller tent. We're looking to rent another tent, which is bigger. The cost of that tent is going to be $800. We are also looking to purchase a couple of patio heaters and maybe a couple of pop-up tents. We found patio heaters in Willow Springs, actually, at Tractor Supply that are on sale right now for $99. And the pop-up tents, you can get them really inexpensively, but we thought we'd like to try to get a little bit better one. Maybe we could share those with the Chamber of Commerce then, those items when they have events as well. And, but what I'm really here for tonight is to ask you to consider purchasing extra Christmas lights. We really want to dress the town up, and we have already spent $900 buying garland and red ribbon, which we want to put on all of our railings out front and maybe on some of our windows. Clayton, we've talked many times with Clayton, and he's doing such a good job. You know, he really did a lot last year and has got more planned this year. So we're working with him, but we would like to see our light poles wrapped. We think that that would just really enhance downtown. We have looked into purchasing lights. They are, for one pole, they're going to be around $40, $39.95. So that comes to a total of $720. So that's what we're asking you to consider tonight. And if you want to throw anything extra in, we'll be happy to take that too. So,
How big a space do you need indoors?
we want it on Main Street.
Oh, never mind then. I can't help you. I was gonna give you some space, but never mind.
You're talking about
Well, I know, it's called Christmas on Main, and that's, you know, and this is a first step. I mean, we are hoping that this just grows over the years. And so we are trying to purchase things that can be used year after year. We, you know, we're doing banners, but we're not gonna put dates on our banners, so we'll do vinyl lettering for the dates and everything. So we can use some of these things year after year for several years. And I have a really good team of girls that I'm working with. We lost a couple due to personal issues, but they're good planners and good workers. So that's where we are. And if you have any questions, I'll answer them if I can.
So you're saying $720 is what you'd like to,
Yes, minimum.
What is the date for the
The date is December 2nd, it's a Saturday. And we're working in conjunction with a lot of other people in town. We're working with Project Prom and Graduation. They're holding their bazaar the same day. We're working with the art club. They're gonna do their home tour that day. There's a breakfast with Santa at Mom's Cafe early that morning. What else am I forgetting? The high school musical, Elf, will start at 3 o'clock. So there's a lot of stuff going on, and the chamber's doing their parade the evening before.
and you're gonna, what's the time frame for getting stuff off of the main street for the parade?
Getting it off,
Yeah.
well, the businesses that I talked to, it's gonna go till 3 o'clock.
Okay,
And so tear down's usually a lot faster
Yeah.
than setup, so I think by 4 o'clock, the streets will be full, clear.
okay,
And they'll be open for business downtown at the restaurants.
okay.
And I have talked to every one of them, and everybody's good to go with it.
On board? Okay.
Yeah.
Good. What's the council's thinking on the donation?
I'd like to see Cabool lit up for Christmas.
I think we all would, but I'm wondering where we're gonna pull 720. I have to talk to a number crunchers. We have a place we can pull 720.
where our percentages are. Yeah, we got some good.
And just for your information, I would like to tell you one other thing. When we formed this group, it was our intentions that we would not be going to businesses and asking businesses to fund us the first year. And we did write a couple of grants. We received one small grant, the other one we did not receive. And so we would like to keep it that way, not to have to go and ask any of our businesses this year for a funding. And we did hold a small fundraiser that we raised a little bit of money ourselves. And we've had one personal donation, so.
We actually have, under other operating, we always leave a little bit in there in the Parks Department. We have $1,000 in there that we haven't touched. And it's just for, in case we have some kind of incidental on the park side.
Would it make more sense if we purchased the lights through the city and
Stored them and everything.
stored them and took
Yeah,
care of them
I think
ourselves?
that'd be fine.
We're good with that.
As long as you get lights, you don't really care, do you?
We don't really care, no, and I've talked to Clayton, we have, Kenny Palm's guys are gonna help put them up. And
Okay.
Clayton is fine with that, he said he's worked with them before, and he'd be good to be glad to have a little more help.
Okay. You guys want to do that?
Yep. So we'll keep them. It'll be city park.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. You'll get your lights.
Thank you.
Do we have to have a motion?
Don't think we do, because the city's gonna purchase them. And it's not
It's not over $4,000.
It's not over $4,000. We can do that.
Okay.
Okay, everybody good with that? Kate, you good with that? Okay, thanks, Colleen. Mr. James Gray.
Well, one of my questions has been answered with the YMCA thing. And I'll probably, if I can, have a minute with you sometime, we can talk. There are two things though, because, you know, it's quite obvious I'm running for mayor next year. And a lot of people call me, I get a lot of messages every day. And there's two things that were, you know, on the top. All right, which is one of them's a real silly one, I think, but just to throw it out there, because I'm not gonna not say something about it. Some dangerous intersections is Davis and Cedar. I drove up there with my wife, took me all about 15 seconds to figure out how to fix it, and then I came back. Make it a three-way stop. And I just wanted to throw that out there. If you guys don't feel like it would be worth it, I need to know, because I will be on the radio station Thursday, and we will be discussing this on the air.
What was it? What was it?
Davis and Cedar. They got dangerous intersection signs on both sides. All you gotta do is put a stop sign right there and make it a three-way stop. It's no longer dangerous. You see what, I mean, it's what?
I think the only question, I think, is the hill.
Yeah.
And Stacy is up there.
Started up on the hill.
Because we do have transports come down through there, you know, delivering stuff
So
once
what's
in a
the
while.
difference between maybe a little trouble there versus somebody getting T-boned?
If you drive speeding, you shouldn't have to.
Well, apparently it's dangerous enough to have those signs. And that's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to cause an issue, I'm just saying that's a concern that it was.
I mean, I don't have a problem looking at it.
Well, I don't know Ozark
Is there
Island
any incidents
Institute. I know that those signs my boys hit usually cost me about $75. Because I always call City Hall and one of my people clip a sign.
Stop sign
It's
there.
happened twice in 8 years. The second thing I wanted to discuss was I've had several conversations with Eli Long. And Eli Long isn't happy, and he was asking me questions. And the question he asked me on one occasion, Friday, was why was it taking all that time to get the water and sewage up in there? And I'm not gonna say anything about Mr. Dotson, because I think he's a good dude. I was just wondering if there was a stipulation in there that he knew that he was supposed to be on that and get it done pronto.
He was on it within 2 weeks of when we got the materials. Materials is a problem.
Right, but the
Right.
ditch digging ain't the problem.
No, well, he's in 6 foot of rock during part of that, so the reason it's not done now. But getting materials has been the problem. We ended up getting those manholes from a different company, and they came a lot faster than the other manholes we'd ordered. But that had to be surveyed, and it had to be recorded with the county, and we had to order those manholes.
All right.
And we actually got the manholes and the pipe from Stewart Concrete.
Yeah, I seen him up
Stewart
there when I was
Precast
having
and-
my discussion with him Monday.
And actually, Stewart Concrete was a whole lot cheaper than the other company we've used in the past, and they got them a lot quicker.
Are there any kind of a grant system that would come in and help with urban development?
Not on that. Grants anymore are related to job creation,
Okay, but isn't this job creation?
not for City of Cabool, not for businesses in the City of Cabool.
All right, but with
And-
the
and they don't
31
do either.
families that are gonna be living there, it's gonna generate a lot of revenue, correct?
The people that work in Cabool, yes,
Yes.
but they don't count that as
Okay, so they have no vision either. This project, the way he explained it to me, is gonna be 10 to 15 years more.
Mhm.
And he went through all the steps. And the other thing he brought up was a section of property there, and he was taking the brush out but leaving the trees, and he was shut down. And it was of no cost to the city, the trees to replant there are free, so why was it shut down?
Because we didn't want our park area destroyed.
How's that destroying it by
It's
making it
taking out
look
all the
nice?
trees and stuff. We don't, that's not how that was designed to look like. We don't want, if they would have had that fence built to the south, the way it should have been done, they would have known that they would have had to stay on their side of the fence. But they kind of veered off a little bit, and then they come back to us and had questioned us, and Ron and I went out and looked at it. We showed them where they don't need to go with the dozer, because it takes away my part of the beauty of the lake itself and the walking trails. We didn't want to see all that brush taken out of there. So, I mean, they took a lot of it out, and it looks good, but their plan was to take a lot more out on the lower end of it,
Yeah,
which,
so it'll be more aesthetic to the houses being sold, I understand.
Mhm.
Because I know everybody that I've talked to about it since then don't have an issue with it. I mean, there's certain people I can't name because they don't want to be ostracized or have any reprisals against them, so I won't use their names, I made those promises. But Eli doesn't care. And from the way I see it, and maybe I'm wrong, but in my personal opinion, taking the brush out, leaving the trees, and then planting it to where it would be that a more appealing thing.
yeah, the brush, they took a lot of brush
Well,
out, which needs to be taken out.
Well, why would,
Honestly.
then,
But the
then
bigger
he-
stuff, no,
well, he said he wouldn't take out the big stuff.
yeah.
So,
They accidentally took some out that I
well, the
didn't
ones that
want
the
taken
beavers
out.
chewed up,
Yeah, no.
well, I can go down and walk it. I've already walked this whole lot. He's already gave me the complete plan. I know he spends all his money for lumber and everything at Ronnie Davis's, and he tries to support local business as much as he can. And as far as those, as close as I can figure on money income from the 2 apartment buildings that he's getting there, I would say that'd be roughly 12 to 15,000 a year is just on services alone. And I don't understand why he's having problems the way that he is. It seems to me like we would want to be on his side a little more.
Has he come to us with any
Ron
issues?
Reed visited with him for a couple of hours just yesterday and reassured him that we're 100% behind him, and if he had any issues to come to us. And
Because his complaint was that he can never see you, Mr. Cannon. It took him they left his phone number, he left me a note at the bank.
Now,
And he asked-
what's that got to do with me?
Well, I'm just saying, because he says that every time he tries to get a meeting with you, he can't get one.
I went out and talked to him 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So the 2 o'clock meeting you didn't show up at didn't happen? Because that was from his mouth.
No, when the mayor was sick, and I went out there, and then we met again later after that.
Okay,
We
show
did
up.
meet, I mean, I was,
Well, yeah, we met. We met.
all right. All right. Well, I appreciate your time.
Okay.
I'll see you next meeting.
City Administrator's Report.
all right. You got, I kind of went extensive on my written report this time, because I knew we had a lot going on tonight with the quarterly reports. On top of that, the main thing I've got is our plow and spreader for the yellow dump truck are here, and we'll take that truck up on Friday and get those, Bus Andrews will be installing those. We're gonna meet Monday with Eli, Ron, and Mark Stoutenborough. We're gonna have a meeting that morning, talk about some stuff there. And then today, we had a SCOCOG annual meeting. SCOCOG was a little bit slow last year, so things weren't as rosy as they've looked in the past, but this year, with all the grants that we've got and then neighboring communities have got, it looks like they're gonna have a real busy year. Talked to representatives from, Representative Evans, Benny Cook was there, Travis Smith, I guess he's former representative now, isn't he? He's out of office now, isn't he?
No, he's still in.
Is he still in? I was thinking he was out, but, and then Michael Ussery, who's the representative for Senator Schmidt, who's now our senator, was there. And then he came up today and we talked quite a bit this afternoon after the meeting and got to kind of give him an update on what's going on, so that went really well. And then I wanted to introduce a couple folks to you. These guys back here in the blue, we got the right color on. So,
Bulldog Blue.
this is Tim Shook on the left and Dean Tarzia on the right. And they've had some business interests in Mountain Grove, and they're looking at the possibility of doing some things up around here. So Ron's been visiting with them a little bit, and they just kind of wanted to come and let you guys know who they were and kind of get an idea of who you guys were. So you guys want to say anything or just?
No, I just kind of wanted to be a fly on the wall. How city council runs and what's being talked about.
Okay. But other than that, you know, we're real busy. We got lots of stuff going on. Arnold's still trying to get the asphalt company here. Asphalt company, their plant burned down in the Boot Hill, so they moved the one out of Willow Springs to the Boot Hill. So now they're gonna have to bring our asphalt out of West Plains and charge us more money because their plant burned down. So
Boy,
figure that one
What's the
out.
cutoff deadline on that?
It'll be in December. They'll go to almost December. So it's questionable whether they'll get here or not, but we're still pushing them. Our auditors, I think I put this in there, our outside auditors were here. They kind of went over things with a fine tooth comb this year. It was a new group of people. It was a couple gentlemen that were here this time. The young lady that had done them the last couple years wasn't here this time, so there were a lot of questions that we had answered for the previous auditors that we answered again. But the girls do a really good job. They get in all the receipts and, you know, council records and all that stuff whenever they ask for it. They do a good job of that. So you'll probably see them in December possibly. That's what they're shooting for. There were a lot of questions about the court system, the municipal courts, because they've changed that around so much. The state's changed all those rules so much in the last 2 years. And Tanya does real good with that, but it's totally different. That has to be held completely separate from city funds, so it has to all be, there's a whole lot different accounting goes on with that. So but those are the big things going on. Then the Premier Pyrotechnics has sent out their contract for fireworks for next year. Asking about if we want to do the early pay to get the extra amount of fireworks. And there are 4 options there.
are these the same options we had last year?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah,
15%
if not,
is
they're
the
very
biggest
close.
discount you get, so,
Yeah.
I like them, they're a good company.
yes.
Had really good luck with them, didn't have any problems.
And they were really good to work with us when we switched days on them a few times.
Yeah, yeah.
It was a good show.
And they're a Missouri company. They're from Richland, isn't it? Out of Richland, Missouri. So,
Roll call.
Ellison,
Yes.
Williams.
Aye.
Hale.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Then, just wanted to bring everybody's attention that we are coming up on the election, which will be held before the next council meeting for the public safety tax. There is a, Ozark Radio Network has 5 radio stations. They're doing a special get out and vote promotion. They need 3 people to be, 3 sponsors to do it. I don't know if you want to do that or not. It's $150 and they'll do like 30 mentions on all those radio stations leading up to, and it won't promote anything. All it says is, you know, if the city did it or the Cabool Police Department, however you choose to do it, if you choose to, and it can be a business, they'd like for businesses to do it too. But it just be a mention of the business or the municipality, whatever, sponsored this PSA of get out and vote. So, the lady called me last week and asked me about it, and I told her I wasn't sure that we could do that, so I'm not sure if we should be doing that. What do you think, Conley?
Well, I mean, the city can't advocate, and so it can't educate. So, you know, it really depends on what the ad copy would say, and I mean, we start getting into areas that make me nervous.
Yeah, well,
You know.
that was my concern is, you know, we can't take sides on things. We can't, you know, even for us, we could go out and tell people what it's gonna do like we did the use tax, but we can't campaign for or against something.
Right.
So, specifically, so. But I've tried to pass that word to folks as I've seen them. But if you have somebody that would sponsor something like that, that would be wonderful. So, but they're gonna do that within the next week or so.
Okay.
So I've got the contact information for that.
Okay.
And then, the annexation request is Mark Stoutenborough, and this is kind of a preliminary thing. I know there's a whole process we have to go to. We have to contact the neighboring landowners and all that stuff as far as get that property annexed into the city. So, Mark came down and brought me this. It's got the parcel information on it, and then kind of hard to see with the black and white copies, but it's basically the property to the west of the housing development and to the east of the lake. So there's one little section, I think that'll actually put all of Mark's property into the city limits now. Because the little triangle where the cell tower is already in the city. We annexed it whenever they put the cell tower in. But I think that's just the opening process of that, so just wanted you guys to be aware.
Okay. Any questions? City Attorney's report.
Really don't have much to report. I just have, for your information, we did receive a notice from an individual that brought a property here in Cabool at a tax sale back in August of 2022. Before they can get a deed, they have to send out notices to anyone that has a lien or taxes against the property, and that's what he's done. We've been in contact with the county clerk, and we expect that the city's taxes that are owed, which are around $1,500, should be paid here in about 4 or 5 months. So just information for you guys to know that hopefully we'll receive about $1,500 here in about 4 or 5 months.
Okay.
And I've actually talked to that landowner that said those. He said there was an attorney's waiver or something like that they had to send a letter to them as well. But that's all it was on it, so.
Okay. Board reports. Kate.
I just got a text today from Lynn Gardner about the property behind her that is getting cleaned up. She was
They're working on it.
really thankful for the city for taking care of that. I went by there and they had a trailer loaded down with God knows what, and they also weed eat it and,
Good. I knew they're working.
yeah.
Good.
And on Cedar Street, there's several couches in the ditch.
They do that about once a year, and right in those same houses it seems like.
Yeah.
We'll get it, we'll notify them. Because they'll have to call the trash company and get a special pickup. So we'll get all of them.
That's all I got.
Okay. John?
I got to ask about if there's plans of putting a sidewalk over here by Celinda's, you know, where that path is missing
Yeah,
across.
yeah, that's kind of drug on because the gas company tore that out
Right.
when they got ready to build, and we were trying to get them to pay for it. I'm just gonna go ahead and have the guys go ahead and put it back in.
Oh, yeah, she also asked about lighting there too. She says very dark there coming out at night.
Same place?
At Celinda's, yeah.
We can check on that, yeah. Okay.
And then otherwise, I just had some properties, 707 Patton.
See here still? I have not been able to get hold of him. I've been trying to track him down.
And then I was asked about 820 Rogers. I believe it's 820 Rogers. It's that brown house that's all boarded up. It's been like,
Yeah,
because the front yard's getting more.
he got really sick and,
Right.
yeah, and I'll try to get
Yeah, I don't
on
know if
him.
there's any
I don't
conversation.
know what the situation is there,
Okay.
but I'll try to get hold of him.
That can happen. And then the last one is my monthly complaint that I get from neighbor, 1120 McCubbins.
Okay.
They come and talk to me yesterday about that again, frustrated.
Did you?
It's been issued.
Yeah,
So,
they've issued the ticket to it, so.
okay. So what is the process, like, how long does she have? And-
Well, court date.
I gave her a December court date.
okay. So
Hopefully
then,
we'll just kind of watch.
I
If you
would
don't
talk
see
to her if she'd
something.
answer the door.
Right.
She won't answer.
Well, she's never
the
there
door,
either.
so They weren't.
I'm gonna try to
there.
get with her, but,
We'll just kind of watch. If you,
Okay.
if you see something, we'll try to.
okay, because it's that she keeps adding more and more, but it's like, so, and that's all I've got.
Okay.
Mr. Hale?
None.
None.
No, I'm just, I do need to thank you all for that.
Okay, in my report, Fire Chief Honeycutt and I went and looked at a truck today, and it's more than enough that, for what our needs is, but I think it'll be a good investment over time. And we'll get something back to you on a quote and what it's gonna cost us and how we're gonna pay for it at a later time, so. And proclamation, Infant Safe Sleep Awareness Month for October. I signed it. And then we'll set the date for the next regular meeting, Monday, November the 20th, 2023 at 5:30 PM.
That's the week of Thanksgiving. Is that okay with everybody?
What's the date again?
November 20th.
Be the last Monday of your season.
It's Monday before Thanksgiving.
This is the last Monday of your season.
Okay, yeah, but kill it early.
Can't hunt in the dark.
It will be dark by then.
Okay, I'd ask for,
I move we adjourn.
Second.
motion been made and seconded that we adjourn. All those in favor? Motion carried.